protesters who are marching on the state capitol in Arizona. This after Governor Jan Brewer issued an executive order blocking illegal immigrants from getting driver's licenses under President Obama's new Deferred Action Program. People have been lining up across the country to get their documents together to apply for the new program. It took effect on Wednesday. The program is limited to immigrants under the age of 30 who satisfy certain criteria, lets them avoid deportation for 2 years. They can obtain temporary documents like driver's licenses and work permits, benefits that Governor Brewer says should not be available to those who are living in the country illegally. Here's what she said.
We will issue an employment authorization card to those people that apply, but they will not be entitled to a driver's license, nor will they be entitled to any public benefits in response to the public overwhelmingly voting that no public benefits would be extended to illegal aliens in the state of Arizona.
Sheriff Joe Arpaio of Maricopa County, Arizona, is my guest this morning. Nice to see you, sir. Thanks for talking with us. So the governor, in her executive order, says the licenses are required to be denied. Federal law, the Real ID Act of 2005, specifically says that immigrants who are granted deferred action can get driver's licenses. As someone who represents law enforcement, what are you going to follow, the state, or are you going to follow the feds?
Well, you know, I'm like to follow the state. They are suing me. I'm in federal court, the Department of Justice, accusing me of racial profiling and other things. So I'm the elected sheriff. I'm going to enforce the state laws. I took an oath of office, and the federal laws that we have been doing in the past.
So an editorial in the Arizona Republic says this. I'm going to read it to you. It says, it does nothing for her party, which diminishes its future with every hardline stance on immigration issue when compassion is called for. They're talking about the GOP. There are legitimate differences of opinion on how to treat adults who came to this country without documents. It should not extend to young people who had no choice in coming here, who have been educated in our schools, absorbed into our culture, and have something to give back. That was Friday's Arizona Republic editorial. They also say in this editorial that it doesn't do anything to make the state of Arizona better. Do you think, in fact, it does have negative implications for the GOP in a state that's heavily Latino in an election year?
First of all, I don't read the editorial page of the Republic. That's not a good source for me. Number two, this is a political season. Why did the president an executive order just at this time when there's an election coming up? So this is definitely politics, this whole situation on illegal immigration. And the White House and Congress, one of these days, should look at it, forget the executive orders, but get some laws passed. That's what should be happening.
I think there are a lot of people who would agree with you on that front. I guess going back to the Arizona Republic editorial, which I know you don't read, I think the point that they're making is it could be challenging for the GOP at a time when you have a heavily Latino population, the demographics that show it's only going more that direction, and a group of young people that, for even people who feel very divided on this issue, would say, there might be an exception for those people whose parents brought them into the country as children. And they're saying it's a risk for the party.
Well, you know, it's sad bringing politics into this, but it is politics. You think I'm concerned? I'm up for re-election for the 6th time. I know that some of the Latinos don't like what I'm doing, but you have to do what you took an oath of office to do, and I'm going to do it. I'm a good example of that. So I'm not concerned about the re-election or politics. We have to do what's right for the people of this state and this country, and forget the politics, if that can ever be accomplished.
I was going to say, can you take apart this conversation? I mean, really, can you talk about immigration honestly on both sides without having politics heavily embedded in it?
Of course. It can be done if somebody will sit down and talk in a civil manner. That's not occurring with me. All they do is demonstrate against me and threaten me. But no, it can be accomplished. We're the greatest country in the world. You think we can't solve any problems? We can solve this problem if there's the will to do it, and forget the politics and other reasons for not doing it. The bottom line is they want amnesty. this administration wants amnesty. That's another big issue.
And your bottom line is that a young person who is given this deferment should not get a driver's license.
If they're here illegally, then that's correct. Go get the job done. Be here illegally, and then that will solve a problem. But that's going to be very difficult to accomplish in the environment that we're in right now.
Sheriff Joe Arpaio, our guest this morning. Nice to see you, sir. Thank you for talking with us. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Still ahead this